And Nidish, we will start.
Sri Kumar sir, shall we start the session?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Good evening, all. Welcome to Data Science Webinar 2020-22, and welcome all of you to the webinar. First of all, I would like to welcome Mr. Abhimanyu Case. He's taking this data science webinar, and Abhimanyu Case is a data analyst and digital marketing expert, and he's currently working as a artificial intelligence consultant at Quest Global, and he has various certifications in data science and analytics, and blockchain associate as his credits. And I welcome Abhimanyu Case to this webinar. Next, I would like to welcome our ICT team. First of all, I welcome Sri Kumar K. He is the head of retail operations at Ict Academy of Kerala. And next, I would like to welcome Mr. Riji Endas. He is the head of knowledge office at Ict Academy of Kerala. And with me, I have Nidish. He is assistant manager at Ict Academy of Kerala, and Aishwarya L. She's also working as assistant manager at Ict Academy of Kerala. And with me, I have Crispin Fernandez, and he's working as project intern at Ict Academy of Kerala. Myself, I am Anu Jacob. I am also working as a project coordinator at Ict Academy of Kerala. Last but not least, I welcome all the participants who have joined for this session, and I think this session would be more informative and valuable to all the participants. And I welcome Abhimanyu to take off the session. Over to Abhimanyu.
Thank you, Anu. I hope I'm audible, right?
Yes, Abhimanyu, you're audible.
Thank you. So, good evening, all. I see we have a lot of participants in the call. Okay. So glad that I am addressing you all. Okay. So first of all, I just want to thank Vijay sir as well as Ict Academy of Kerala for giving me this opportunity in sharing what I must say, the limited knowledge. Okay, whatever limited knowledge that I have, I'm so glad to share with you guys. And I hope at the end of the session, most of you might be getting whatever you have come over here, and what you would be benefited from this session. Okay, so once again, good evening all. So I hope everyone is doing fine. Okay, so basically today's session, we're just going to just have a glance over what is data science, or what is artificial intelligence, or what is machine learning. So we hear these terms commonly these days, right? So at the beginning of 2000, or towards the end of 1990s, there was a chaos that was happening among the people of Kerala, that with the advent of computers, all the people might be losing their job. Okay, there was a lot of chaos going on at that time. Okay, and people were actually protesting against bringing in computer to the offices and all. Okay, but what has happened over the period of time? We have actually mastered the skill of computer, and right now we can't imagine an office without computer, right? So there was a chaos. There was a kind of fear in everyone that computers might make our jobs lose, right? Now the similar kind of chaos is actually happening right now. Okay, everyone is saying that artificial intelligence is coming, and with the full-fledged level of artificial intelligence, we are going to lose our job. Okay, that kind of the similar kind of a situation or similar kind of a scenario is happening right now too. but I can very much vouch for that. Okay, whatever things we as humans, whatever things that we are scared of, okay, whatever things that we are scared of coming and ruling over us, we as humans have a natural instinct that we learn over that thing and then we master it. Okay, about 2 to 3 years back, I read a nice article in Times Now, and it specifically said that okay, AI and data is coming to rule over you. So it is high time that we rule over them. Okay, so how can we rule over the data, or how can we rule over AI? By mastering the skill of AI, or by mastering the skill of handling data. Okay, and you all might be knowing the story of why when Mukesh Ambani, when he has when he had decided to start a company on data services, why he has given the name to the company as Geo, right? I think so. The specific reason is because Ambani as a family, they have started out from where? From oil business. So data is a new oil, and he has named the company as Geo because it is a mirror image of oil. Okay, so data is the new oil. So we can say it like this: data is the new oil, artificial intelligence is the engine, okay, and data science or machine learning is the laws, okay, the physical laws or something that is governing this machine, okay, that is governing this engine. Okay, so again, as I said, I believe many of you might be knowing this specific code by 1 minute. Okay, sorry, I just had a disturbance over here. Okay, so I believe everyone remembers this code by Nikola Tesla. So if you want to crack the secrets of the universe, okay, if you want to crack the secrets of the universe, definitely you must think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibrations. Okay, I hope everyone might be knowing this code. Okay, if you want to crack the secrets of this universe, you have to think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Now, what is frequency? What is frequency? Frequency could be said as something that is what that is happening, that is repeatedly happening over a period of time, right? Frequency could be said as something that is repeatedly happening over a period of time, right? Now, I don't know how many of you have watched this video. There is a video in YouTube wherein a certain guy, he just holds a glass. He just holds a glass in his hand, a wine glass in his hand, and he howls next to it. Okay, he just howls next to it. And when he is increasing his voice, or when he is increasing the frequency of his voice, that specific glass is breaking. I don't know how many of you have watched this video. There is a video that is available on YouTube. You can go and check it. Okay. Now, what is happening over there? He has increased the frequency of his voice in a way that it is matching the frequency of the glass. And when the frequency is matched, when the frequencies were matched, that specific wine glass got broken. Okay. Now, the same theory, the same logic is being used in various medical researches these days. Okay. Each and every cancer cells or whatever diseases that we have, it is vibrating in a specific frequency, right? So right now researchers are going on and identifying what is the frequency at which this specific cancer cell is vibrating. So if we could crack that, then definitely we can bring down the cancer cases and all. Okay. So in the same way, whatever thing that is happening in this universe leaves a pattern or leaves a frequency. Okay. So if we can crack that frequency, definitely we can crack the secrets of the universe. So as I said before, most of the things happening in this world, in this universe, leaves a pattern, right from the blooming of a flower to your data usage. Okay. Now someone has cracked the pattern of your data usage. Someone has actually cracked the pattern of your data usage. That is why every time you open your YouTube or every time you open your Facebook, Instagram for that matter, you would be seeing so many posts in your feeds, which are which are more likable to you, right? Which are more likable to you. So they are very much keen in feeding you with the data that is more likable to you. Why? Because they want your screen engagement time to be increased. Okay, because It is where they are making money out of, right? So to make you more engaged, with your mobile screens or with your television screens or laptop screens, they have actually cracked your pattern. They have actually cracked your pattern of using the what? Mobiles, laptops, and your television. Right now, televisions have become smart, right? So even televisions are doing what? They are also what? Taking our data and feeding the tech giants. Okay. So as I said, you might be very much aware what, like the Netflix. Whenever you're opening the Netflix, you would be seeing what new movies being added, and also they would be suggesting what are the movies that would be more inclined towards your taste, right? Okay. Now that kind of a data structuring, or that kind of a feeding mechanism is basically done based on your previous usage details. Okay, based on your previous usage details. Okay. So each and every time when you use the internet, your data is being recorded, your activity is being recorded, and based on that activity, new things are going to be presented in front of you. Now I can very much assure you that after this session, you can just go to YouTube, or whenever you're taking YouTube, or whenever you're opening your Facebook, definitely you will be seeing one ad from Simply Learn, another ad from MIT, okay, saying that data is the new oil, data science is the future. There will be one guy named Kumar Muthuraman coming. There will be one guy named Shamant coming. Okay, Shamant. Okay, so you can just remember these names. Definitely these two ads of these two people will be coming in your feed. Why? Because your activity of joining this specific meeting wherein we are discussing about data science as well as data analytics, it is being recorded. Okay, it is being noted. Okay, and that specific data is fed to the companies, and advertisements would be fed to your screens. Okay, so you can recall whatever I have said when you see these ads from Simply Learn as well as from MIT. Okay, so each and every activity that we are doing is being recorded. Okay, now we can say the emergence of data science, or the emergence of artificial intelligence, it has not happened in an overnight. It is not an overnight happen. Okay, it was there. This data science and this artificial intelligence was there from the 90s and all. Definitely it was there, but a kind of a data explosion has happened after the 2010 era, I must say. Why? Because the computational powers have gone up. Okay, our smartphones are coming, and our usage of smartphones has increased. Okay, now there was specific statistics. It said that in 2010, the total data generated, okay, the total data usage generated by the entire world was about 2 zettabytes. Okay, 2 zettabytes. That was in 2010. Okay, that was in 2010. When it came to 2021, about 74 zettabytes of data. Okay, it's just 11 years afterwards. Okay, 11 years afterwards, 74 zettabytes of data has been generated. 74. And right now in 2022, as of now, we have generated about 93 zettabytes of data. 93. Okay, the year is not yet completed. We are just midway through the year, and now we have generated about 93 zettabytes of data. Okay, and it is expected that in next year, or in 2025, 2026 and all, the data generation would exponentially go up. Okay, so lot of data is being generated. Okay, so we have lot of resources in our hand. What could be done with these resources? We have so many data in our hand, and what could be done with it? These tech giants, they would be using our data, or they would be we can use this data to make out certain conclusions, or make out certain predictions, or for automating so many things and all. But as I said, there is a data explosion happening, right? There is a data explosion happening, and for handling such kind of data, we have very limited number of resources, I must say, because Yes, of course, data is being generated. Okay, data is being generated. But this generated data has to be manipulated or has to be what? Has to be handled in a specific way that it has to be what? It has to be made useful for the specific use case. Okay. Now, suppose if I on Netflix, for example, if I on Netflix, then whatever data that is generated, I have to use that specific data for what? For feeding you the contents, right? For feeding you the contents like movies. What are the movies that you like? Okay. What are other language movies? What are the genres that you might be liking? Right. In that manner, I have to clean the data. In the same way, as I said, be it advertisements or be it your post feeds and all. Okay, we have to handle the data, or we have to we have to understand the behavior of the data, and by understanding the behavior of the data, we have to manipulate that data. Okay, we have to manipulate the data for our specific use case. Okay, right now all the tech giants, all the tech companies are having innumerous data in their hand. But the only thing that they're lacking is resources. Resources who can who can make out meaningful inferences from the data, or who can manipulate whatever data that they have, who can manipulate the data that they have in a very useful manner. Okay, so we are lacking in that kind of a skilled people. Okay, so when it comes to data science, or when it comes to artificial intelligence, one of the main challenges that we are facing today is clean data. Okay, clean data. As I said, we are having a data explosion and a lot of data is being generated. Okay, but we don't want that lot of data, right? We don't want that specific lot of data to be fed to us, right? Because we just want those data that could be helpful for us in our business perspective, right? Now, business perspective view, we want those data that would be beneficial for us in our business perspective, right? So whatever data that is being generated, it has to be cleaned, and it has to be manipulated as per the requirements that we have. Okay, so as I said, we are lacking clean data, as well as we are lacking skilled people who can clean the data as per our problem statement. Okay, now therein comes the this boom of data science jobs or artificial intelligence jobs that you're seeing these days. Okay, you just go on to LinkedIn, or if you just go on to your Naukri.com, among the first 5 jobs, definitely data science and artificial intelligence would be there. Okay, because right now everyone is making, as I said, we have so many data in front of us. Okay, people are sitting in a wonderment what to do with this data. Okay, they can know, every company knows that, okay, we have this many data, we could use this data for our business benefits and all, but what to be done with it? Okay, no one is having any idea of it. So every company is in search for skilled data scientists and skilled artificial intelligence developers now. Okay, so the job opportunity, it is also for data scientists as well as AI people, it is also going exponentially high these days. Okay, so as I said, in some of you might be wondering, will AI would take over the jobs of us? Okay, so if we can master the skills of AI, or if we can master the skills of handling the data or manipulating the data, then definitely we can say that that kind of a specific scenario won't be coming, or that kind of a specific scenario won't be arising. Okay, so again, I must say, if you're just seen, as I said, if you're just seen through whatever IPL results of this year in 2022, who has a team which was won the IPL? It was Gujarat Titans, right? Gujarat Titans. Now, if you recall the team members, that specific team didn't have much fancy names in it, right? It didn't have much fancy names in it. Still, the team managed to win the IPL trophy. How? Now that is the power of data. Okay, this Gujarat Titans is a new team that has come to the IPL this year, and they have managed to win the game. How? The specific team selection, was done in a very calculated way by analyzing whatever data of the players and they are bid to those players who would be beneficial for the team. Okay. Now here also what is coming into play? Our data or data analytics is coming into play. Okay. So that data analytics, we can say it is having what? It is having a polymorphic behavior these days. Okay. It's not restricted to IT alone. Okay. It is not restricted to IT alone. It is there in the sports field. It is there in the medical field. Okay. So analyzing the data. I hope everyone might be knowing this. Last year or year before that, when the pandemic has hit, government would be suggesting that, okay, in a certain period of next month from 1st to 20th, no one is allowed to go out. Okay, now how are they coming to this conclusion that, okay, on that specific dates, the rates are expected to go up based on the historical data they have. Okay, so studying the data or understanding the data is an important skill but when we go ahead. Okay, now as I said, what data is the new oil, as well as artificial intelligence could be said as the engine of that oil. Okay, now if you are able to understand the data, if you are able to thoroughly get the skill of handling the data, manipulating the data, and all, definitely you would be able to scale greater heights when it comes to artificial intelligence too. As I said, some of you might be sports enthusiasts in this. Okay, you can also just learn these skills, and you can apply these skills in various sports fields. Okay, like cricket. Just 2 months back also, there was a jobathon that was happening, which was specifically done for a data scientist in the football club Sevilla. I hope some of football enthusiasts might be knowing this club, Sevilla FC. So Sevilla FC has joined hands with a Bangalore-based football company, and they have conducted this jobathon where we were asked to analyze the performance of various football players and see who all are fit to continue in the team. Okay, who all are fit to continue in the team, and see who all could be promoted to the player level. Okay, now so that kind of usage of data is being carried out these days. Okay, so that maybe that is why some of you might have been read this article from this article wherein it said that in 2014 or 2014, Germany was a FIFA winner, right? They have also used the availability of data. They have used this big data analytics to win the match. Okay. Now, if I say that they have used big data analytics to win the match in 2014, some of you might be asking, then why didn't they have win in 2018, right? Because now the winner today, the person who is winning today, is a person who knows to handle the data well and who knows to manipulate the data well. You all might have seen this specific scene from Chuck the India movie, wherein the coach of Australian team, they're standing with a kind of a writing pad and analyzing each player's performance, each Indian player's performance, right? That is basically what we call as data analytics. Right now, it is happening in a much bigger way. Okay, it is happening in a much bigger way. So we have the data points of each player, how much distance he has run, will he be exhausted if we make him run this much kilometers. Okay, so that kind of a manipulated data handling is happening in sports field as well as in most of the fields, whether it comes to medical field, finance field, any field. This kind of data manipulative handling is happening, and it would be it is definitely benefiting all the companies. Okay, so that is what the importance of data analysis or data science or artificial intelligence these days. Okay, so if at all you're having a slight inclination towards data, if you are very much comfort enough to make out inference, make out inference from the data, then I can definitely assure you that this specific job role is for you. Okay, so just try to if you are presented with the data, or if you are just presented with a kind of a graph, if you can clearly identify out, if you can clearly make out what the specific graph is about, how the trend of a graph is moving, then definitely I can say data science is a job for you. Okay, and you can get much more, can scale greater heights, because as I said, the data explosion is happening and data generated is is going exponentially high, right? It's going exponentially high. So definitely there won't be any scarcity of jobs when it comes to data science or artificial intelligence and all. So you can just take that step towards data science. Definitely you will make it in the industry. Okay. I hope I've just cleared whatever confusions that you had with respect to the job availability as well as the concepts of data science. Is there anyone who wanna ask any questions or anything? Any kind of questions or any kind of doubts that you have with respect to this specific field? Yeah, feel free to ask me now so that I can address.
Now we can ask any questions regarding data science. There
Okay,
is one
so
question.
yeah, there is a question. Could you talk about the softwares or tools used for analysis? So basically Power BI. Power BI is widely used right now, and some companies we prefer Tableau also. Okay, Power BI is what widely used for data analysis purposes. Okay, Tableau is also used, but not in terms of Power BI. Difference between data analyst and data scientist. Okay, so data analyst could be said as a person who can make out inferences from the data. Okay, who can make out inferences from the data. So we have a specific data in our hand. Okay, a data analyst is a person who can who can make stories from that data. Okay, who can go through the data, check for the trends of the data and see why that specific trend has happened, what is the reason behind that. Okay, and what all are the controllable parameters in the data, or we say it is the controllables. Okay, what are the controllables in data? Means which, if we control which parameter, our result would be going high. Okay, that kind of inference making job is done by data analysts. Whereas when it comes to data scientist, whatever data that has been used by the data analyst, a data scientist would be using it for predictive analysis. Means what could be done or what would be the next outcome. Okay, what would be the next outcome. Okay, in a way we can see that we can say that a data scientist is also a data analyst. Okay, but a data analyst is not a data scientist. Okay, data scientists use various machine learning algorithms to find out what is the expected output, or what will happen in future based on the historical data that we have. So that is the job of a data scientist. When it comes to data analyst, he's just making the inferences. So just making the inferences from whatever data that has been presented. Okay, so that is a difference between data analyst and data scientist. Okay, so I'm getting so many questions. Okay. Right. It was a second question. Difference between data analyst and data scientist. I have just said that. Okay. Business and finance graduate, will I be able to pursue master's degree in data science field? Yeah, definitely you are. Definitely you can. Okay, definitely you can. Okay, because yeah, even because data science as a term, we can say it as an umbrella term. Okay, or data analytics, we can say it as an umbrella term. Okay, so you can match it, or you can concatenate it with any term, whether it comes to finance data analyst or sports data analyst, finance data scientist, or sports data scientist. Okay, so it is data science or data analytics is an umbrella term. Okay, it's being used in most in various fields these days. Okay, so I think definitely you can. Okay, how much time will it take to master the skill according to your viewpoint? Right, there is no time limit. I can say this because I am till now, even now, I won't be calling myself as I won't be saying that I have mastered the entire skills of data science. No, we can study. It is like what? It is like, as I said, it is a skill, right? It is a skill. This is not some subject that we are studying. This is a skill. So we have to develop it each and every day. Okay, this is a skill like what? If you wanna what? Be a great cycler, be a great cycling person, then definitely what you have to do? You have to cycle each and every day, right? You have to cycle each and every day. You have to cycle through some what hard paths, hard routes, and all, right? To be a better cyclist, right? So in that manner, if you want to be a better data scientist, we have to have our continuous research. Okay, we have to have our continuous research every day. Okay, every day, or at least twice in a day, twice in a week. It is much important that we have to what learn new things, because this field is an emerging field, right? This field is an emerging field, and each and every day new things are being added. New things are being added to this field. Okay, I hope you might be right. Just 2 to 3 months back, actually, there was a company which is called as Tally. Okay, Tally. A company has come up with a software which is called as Tally. Okay, Tally is a software. Tally is a kind of an application wherein if you want any image right now, if you want a specific image, what we do, we just go to Google and search for the image. Right now, Tally has come up with an application wherein you can give whatever weird kind of image that you want. If you want an image with what a panda playing a guitar, you can just give it in the search bar, like, okay, I want a picture with a panda playing a guitar in a rainbow background. You can just give it like that. In words, you can give it, okay, and that specific application would give you a perfect picture, not a drawing, a perfect picture of whatever you want. So it is actually created. It is a created image based on your input. Okay. Now, DALL-E was something that was said to be perfect about 2 months back. Okay. And then Google has actually come up with a very new technology which has outperformed DALL-E. Okay, which has outperformed DALL-E. So each and every day, new things are happening in this field. Okay, in AI as well as in data science. Okay, new things are happening in this field. So we have to continue our research. Okay, even after attending the course, even after getting the certification, it is not suggested to stop over there. Okay, we have to sharpen our skills each and every day. Okay, there is no end to learn. Okay, is there a specific qualification or age criteria to study the courses on data analysis? Okay, so this I can say it from my personal experience. Okay, after getting into Quest, actually I have been in some of the interview panels and all. Okay, now these days, actually, since I said most companies are running behind this data scientists and data analysts, so then actually not looking for the kind of degree that you've done. Okay, they are just checking, do you have the skill? Do you have the skill for being a data scientist or data analyst? Okay, there are people who have done BSc physics or biotechnical engineering and all. There are people like this who is working as data scientists. So I don't think your degree would be mattering. Instead, whatever skill that you have, if you can possess a great skill, then definitely you can be a data scientist or data analyst. Okay. How was my path to AI? Okay, my path to AI. I can say I was a data science student in this specific academy. Okay, so I completed my data science course from Ict Academy, and as I said, data science is something it is like the physical laws, okay, or law that is governing the engine called as AI. Okay, so AI is an engine, and whatever law, what physical laws that is governing AI is what we call as data science. So I studied this data science. Then, as I said, I did not stop over there. I just continue exploring more about I have studied something, so I have to sharpen my skills. So I just continue exploring more. Then I have stumbled upon AI. Okay, then I have taken up AI, and fortunately, all of a sudden, when I was studying this AI itself, all of a sudden I got a job in the field of AI itself. So Right now, I am just improving day by day in the field of AI. Okay. Path to AI, continuous research. Okay. Will data analysts be overpowered by data scientists? Will data analytics field be saturated in the near future? No, never. Data analytics field won't be saturated in the near future. Or data science field never won't be saturated, because, as I said, the amount of data generated is going exponentially high. Okay, it is going exponentially high. So we all want clean data. We all want those data with meaningful inferences. Okay. So in near future, it won't be saturated. Okay. Now, data analysts be overpowered by data scientists? I don't think so. Okay. Because data scientist himself is a data analyst. Okay. A data scientist himself is a data analyst. Okay. So data analyst won't be overpowered. And there is no concept like overpowering or underpowering when it comes to this IT sector. Okay. How important is coding knowledge skill for this particular field? Coding knowledge, I can say it is pretty much important. Okay, it is pretty much important. Okay. Now, when you go through the course, or if you take up the course, then definitely the course is structured in a manner wherein you start from the grassroots level. Okay, even if you are new to coding, you will be getting a good good exposure towards coding, and at the end of the course, definitely you would be benefited. Definitely you would be an expert in coding. I can assure you that. Okay, me as a person, actually, I was working in a non-IT field. I can say this. Okay, so I had completed my engineering in the year 2014. Okay, not completed. I have passed out my engineering college in the year 2014. So I had some backlogs at that point of time. So to avoid the scenario of unemployment, what I did is that I just joined a company, a completely financial NBFC company. And my job there was a completely non-IT job. Okay. It was related to procurement, logistics, and all. So as I said, so for about 5 years, I was working in that role. For about 5 years, I was working in that role, and I have completely lost all my coding skills or whatever coding knowledge that I had. Then next, when I joined this specific course, by Ict Academy, the course, as I said, the course was structured in a manner where even if you don't know coding, it would be taken in a manner wherein we would be exposed to more codes and coding exercises and all. So we would be gaining more skills in coding. Okay, so I can actually vouch for that, because not because I'm speaking for Ict Academy. I have this friend who I have met in this specific course. His name is Andrea. Okay, his name is Andrea. He was actually a BSc physics student. Okay, he was actually a BSc physics student, and he has actually personally he had told me that, okay, brother, actually my problem is I am a BSc physics student, so I don't know anything about coding and all. Okay, but at the end of the course, he has actually applied for a job, and right now he is working as a Python developer. Okay, not in data science field. Right now he is working as a Python developer in a Bangalore-based company. Okay, now from where did he get the skill? I can pretty much say that I can pretty much vouch that whatever course structure that Ict Academy has maintained, it has benefited him well. If he was there in this call, definitely he'll back whatever I have said now. Okay. Can data science be applied in the field of cancer study? It is being applied. It is being applied in various medical studies. Okay. This COVID, how do you think that after being detected with the virus, which is called as corona, all of a sudden in 2 or 3 months span of time, we have come up with a vaccination, right? Or how is it possible? It was actually a data science project too. Okay. In ML, there are different algorithms. How to understand which to be used based on different data set. Okay, so the different algorithms and what algorithm to be used in different data sets and all, what you'll be getting to know it when you're going through the course, because we have to, as I said, a good data scientist is a good data analyst. Okay, good data scientist is a good data analyst. So based on the analysis that you have made from the data, you would be able to identify out which algorithm to be used to crack the specific problem. Okay. most of us struggle with programming skill. No worries. I can assure you that definitely you would be you would be coding so many big programs at the end of the course. Okay, no worries. I'm an MTech graduate in electrical engineering, but I would like to switch my career to data science. Could you please explain where to start, the right path to follow without prior programming knowledge? As I said, you can join this specific course. Okay, you can join the specific course, and this course is structured in such a way that it is starting from the grassroots level. Okay, from the grassroots level. Even if you don't know the spelling of coding. Okay, even if you don't know, I'm not exaggerating. Okay, even if you don't know the spelling of coding, no worries. You can just blindly join the course, and it is being structured in such a way that you would be with the progress in each week. Definitely, you would be you will be seeing yourself that you're getting much more exposed towards coding. Okay, so no worries on that. Okay. And also, not only I'm not saying that, okay, whatever course structure or whatever course modules that they are providing, it would help you out. No, you will have to put in an effort from your side. You will have to put in an effort from your side. Okay, definitely the path would be shown to you. It is for you to explore it. Okay, the path would be shown to you, so it is for you to explore it. Okay, it is not that we can't handheld everyone and make everyone walk through it, right? Okay, so if you are confident enough that you can and you want to explore this path, then definitely you would be benefited from it. Okay, then definitely you would be benefited from it. As I said, if you're new to coding, you have to at least spend 15 to 20 minutes every day in coding some basic problems. Okay, so that your skills would be enhanced. Okay, now this is what I say to most of my students or most of my peers. Okay, so even after completing the course or even after joining a company, I can very well say this, because when I joined the company as an AI consultant, the first 1 month or 2 months time, actually there was so much orientation programs happening and some other joining formalities, everything was happening. So nothing much of a AI related work was given to me. Okay, so I was not doing any coding and I was not doing anything related to AI. Now from the second month onwards, when they started giving me the problems and all, I found it a bit difficult to do. I found it bit difficult to do the coding or do the writing the logic. And why? Because for 1 month, I was not coding, or I was not I must say I was sitting idle. Okay, so that kind of a scenario, we must not be we must not let it happen, because even every day, just try to spend 15 to 20 minutes trying to code something, so that it will definitely enhance our coding skill. Post duration fee structure, best institutions, everything. Post duration fee structure would be explained to you later. Okay, which job is better, data analyst or data scientist? It is actually up to you. It is actually up to you. Okay, if you are very much comfortable in making stories from the data, extracting your stories from the data, then definitely data analyst job is for you. If you are more interested in gaining more insights, like predictive insights from the data, then data scientist job is for you. Okay, so it is actually based on your taste. Okay. What about ML engineer or data engineer? A data engineer is actually a kind of job wherein, as I said, data analyst would be making out inferences from the data, right? Now, who is providing the data? Who is providing the data to the data analyst? Someone has to provide the data, right? As I said, the data that we are getting, or data that is generated these days, we are having so many data. From this so many data, we have to extract those specific data which is useful for our use case, right? Which is useful for our business problem, right? So selecting that specific data, cleaning that data, such kind of jobs fall under the job role of data engineer. Okay. In real life situations, the data may be suitable for using. Can you explain the challenges that data analysis usually face? The one main challenge, as I said, the availability of clean data. Okay, the availability of clean data, it is not only in not only in the field of data science, in the field of artificial intelligence. Right now, I am facing it. Whatever project that we are doing, we are actually there is a scarcity for clean data. Okay, we have data, but there's a scarcity for clean data. Okay, and there's also there is a scarcity of people who can clean the data. Okay, now that is a challenge that we face. Programming skills is needed in this field. Definitely it is needed. Okay, how to identify the patterns in data, how to choose visualization to present the data. Again, what it can't be explained in this half-hour session. Okay, yeah, it will be different. It will be explained in the course. And okay, current research areas in data science. I must say that in most of the fields, so many researches are happening. So many researches are happening. In medical field, it is happening. As I said, in sports field, it is happening. Okay, so we are having so many data. Right now, we are seeing in what all ways we can pick the data and we can gain more information from the data, or what all new things that we can make out from the data. Okay, so in most of all the areas, research is going on data science. Okay. Is diploma enough for a data science? Since there is MTech MSc course available. MTech MSc course is available. Yeah. Okay. But I can say that, as I said earlier, people are right now, HR or companies are not looking for the degrees. They're actually looking for the skill. Okay, they're actually looking for the skill. If you have the skill, if you possess the skill, so if you have a diploma in data science, I would actually request you to explore further. Okay, I won't ask you to go for taking an MTech or anything. Okay, rather I would ask you to explore more on the subject, because we have we have this internet services right now in our hand itself, so we can explore more about subject, learn new things, and try to enhance our skills. Okay, try to enhance our skills. Even by doing courses in data science and analytics course, it is difficult to get into a job for an interview, at least because of being a fresher. So getting more knowledge and upskilling ourselves in data science, what are the area that we need to look after? What is the area? What is your area of interest? What is your area of interest? If you are interested in sports, you can. Now, one thing, see, you are a fresher. Suppose you are a fresher. Okay, it is not that you have studied something and you have to just just display the whatever skills that you're studying, right? You have to do certain projects in it. You have to do certain internship projects in it. Okay, there are so many projects available. There are so many virtual internships available. Okay, so you can do those kind of internships and you can add that in your resume. You can add that in your resume. So when people are hiring, they'll see that, okay, this specific person have done this specific internship, which would be helpful for our project. So we can hire him. That is the kind of thought process that tech companies or the hiring teams have these days. Okay, so if you are very much comfortable with sports analytics, you can do some kind of sports analytics or sports prediction. Okay, if you're very much if you're very much keen with banking and finance, then definitely you can do certain projects on banking and finance. If you're very much keen with the medical field, you can do certain projects on medical field data analytics or data science. Definitely it will help you out. Okay, and add that to your resume. Okay, how to come up with a business value with publicly available data. Now, publicly available data. So from the publicly available data, this is where the a role of a data engineer or data analyst comes into play. From the publicly available data, they have to extract out. Okay, they have to extract out those data which is valuable for their business. Okay, now how to come up with that? It is actually the skill that you have to develop. Okay, now for that, what you have to have, the first and foremost thing that you have to have is the domain expertise. Okay, domain expertise. So whatever in whatever domain that you're working, if you're going to do a project about sports, definitely you should have. If I am not familiar with football game, and if I am doing a sports analytics, if I am doing an analytics on football, then definitely I won't be making an accurate inferences or accurate predictions, right? So for whatever projects or whatever problem statement that we are attending in data science, domain skill, whatever domain that we are working, a domain skill is must. Okay, at least a basic knowledge about the domain is must. Am I able to get a job in the field of data science for e-commerce after 6 month DSA course from ICT? Definitely. Definitely, I can vouch for that. Okay, I did a course. Actually, I was I was working in a as I said, I was working in a non-IT field. I was working in the procurement and all. Out of the 6 months course, I have landed in the field of AI. Okay, just entirely what 180-degree difference is there between these two jobs. There's a 180-degree. If I can land in a job with a 180-degree difference, then definitely, if you are into the field of e-commerce, you can definitely use the skills whatever you have learned from the course, and you can land in a job for e-commerce wherein data science is being used. Right now in logistics and all, this data science is playing a very much important part. Okay, like to seeing what are the time taken for delivering, as well as what are the main orders that are coming from a specific area. How can they club that orders? How can they group which are the major items that are being ordered from a specific cluster? Okay, so that kind of inferences are being made. Okay, so the chances are very high, I must say. Okay, Diana. Okay, the chances are very much high. Power BI or Tableau, which is preferred more in industry, or is there any other tool better than these two? There are so many tools. Okay, Gayatri, there are so many tools available. Power BI is widely used these days. Whatever in most of the companies that I have seen, most of the companies in which my friends are working, they are saying that they are using Power BI. In one of the company in this NBFC that I was working earlier as a procurement executive, they have been using Tableau. Okay, they have been using Tableau for making inferences and all. Okay, there are so many other tools. So that actually depends on the volume of your data and also the company perspectives. Okay. If everyone can have job in data science, why most companies put their basic requirement as BTech in CS or AA? Most company has put their basic requirement computer science or EE. See, again, I can say this with my example. Okay. Right now, I am working with Quest Global. The job actually that job role that they have posted for the vacancy, what it demanded that the AI developer must have an experience of 3 years. Okay, 3 years. So I never had an experience of 3-year experience in the field of artificial intelligence, right? But still, I managed to get in. Why? Because when you attend the interview or when you show off your skills, they'll just try to see whether is this a win-win situation for them. Okay, so if you are hiring a person with 3-year experience in the field of artificial intelligence, then definitely salary range from 20 to 25 lakhs has to be given, right? So they would be fixing that salary and they would be actually looking for it. But to my fortune or I can say, yeah, to my fortune, when I have attended this specific interview, they have actually seen that whatever skills that they want for this 3-year experienced AI person is there with this specific person who has no experience in AI. So what they have done, they have actually taken. Okay, so don't just refrain from applying to most of the companies, even if you see that they have put this degree requirement as computer science or ECE or anything. Okay, just don't refrain from applying. Okay, because that was a basic norm that has been following from the past years, right? So they're just continuing. Okay, they're just continuing. Okay, this requirement, just don't refrain from sending your resumes or applying for the job just because you saw okay there is a requirement of a BTech CS or okay. Just try to grab that opportunity in somehow. Just try to grab that opportunity for an interview. Show off your skill. Definitely, you can scale it. Okay. How to crack a job from non-tech background to DS field? I am the example. Okay, as I said, just study the course, study the contents, and enhance your skills. Okay, enhance your skills. Okay. Course, is it offline? Does it have ICT? Have offline centers? Again, it will be explained to you by ICT officials. Is it necessary to have linear algebra, calculus, etc. for data scientists? Calculus, yeah, definitely. It is there. Okay, it is there. But I can say that you don't have to study the in-depth, or you don't have to understand the in-depth concepts like the calculus, what is a mathematical equations, or what is the max operation that is happening behind, because we are using codes, right? So we have predefined algorithms, we have predefined set of codes for it. So we'll be just using it. Okay. It is not necessary that you have to what you have to understand the in-depth maths that is happening here. It is not necessary unless and until you are very much keen enough to present a paper or anything. It is not important that you have to know these things. Okay, definitely linear algebra, calculus, everything is there. Okay, but as I said, it is not that important. Okay, but if you are keen enough to explore, definitely you can. Okay, is it necessary to know about how much ML algorithms are about? Is it necessary to know about how each ML algorithms are? It is again. It is also somewhat a kind of a basic understanding is needed. What is each and every ML algorithm? What each and ML algorithm is used for? What kind of data it is used? A basic understanding it has to be there. Can you please explain the course details? It will be explained to you later. How can I explain?
Abhimanyu, sorry to interrupt. I think we can share the course details and take the rest of the questions.
Okay, fine, sir. Fine.
That's fine.
I hope I'm taking so much time. Okay, fine. Okay, sir. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much, Abhimanyu, for the detailed explanation. So you explained the core trends and opportunities, and even and while answering the participants' questions, you even dig deep into the smaller insight of data science and analytics. What actually I would like to do in the next 5 minutes, I will share some details about the program. So I hope that most of you wanted to know also about the kind of learning that you can make as part of this project. So let me share my screen. Okay, I hope this is visible.
Yes, sir.
Abhimanyu already touched most of the things. Actually, he talked about the importance of what you learn, what knowledge you need to acquire while you are learning, and what kind of skills that will help you to get a job once you learn a data science course. And directly or indirectly, he touched the abilities. So, so let me mention about some of these aspects. So right now, you have some idea about the data science field or the machine learning field, and what are the different job opportunities or the job roles. You heard from Abhimanyu about data engineer, data scientist, data analyst. So these are the different kind of roles that you can get into once you complete a course. Whichever course, I'm not talking only about the Ict Academy Program. Whichever course you wanted to take for your upskilling purpose, you should look into 3 different things. So those 3 different things are represented in the form of a pyramid. So let me start with the bottom of the pyramid. And any program that you plan to take should give you the knowledge, first of all, because you heard about some of the aspect, like some of you asked whether you need to know any programming language or you need to learn any tools. Some of you were asking about you need to learn any algorithms or you need to learn all algorithms. So once you learn about a particular field or a technology or a domain, first of all, you should have the domain knowledge, most and important. So Abhimanyu was telling about sports, cricket, IPL, football in specific. If you wanted to analyze data, come up with insights on that particular field, you should have the domain knowledge. So domain knowledge, then the techniques. If you want to analyze a data, you should know the different techniques available. Whichever course you are enrolled into. Otherwise, right now, data is everywhere. You can learn from anywhere. You can even subscribe a YouTube channel and start learning. So one of the things that you should remember or you should check once you are looking at a particular content, you should make sure that the content is updated. Otherwise, what happens is that if you are learning from a 3-year-old video on data analysis, or sometimes most of the technique that is demonstration is not that relevant these days. So the first point, you should learn updated. You try to learn from a YouTube video or a YouTube channel. Sometimes these videos or the materials are not structured. So also you have to make sure that whichever course you are enrolled in should have a structured way of presenting the data. And then finally, easy to access. So sometimes you may not be dedicating yourself completely into the program. You may be doing something, you may be working somewhere. In your available time, you will be learning. So if even though you are moving and you are don't have access to computer, sometimes you can watch to a particular video while you are traveling. And if a course that provides you access through different devices like a mobile phone and a laptop, so whichever, or whether it is small screen or big screen, so it provides you easy access to the learning material is another way. And when it comes to the second, one of the other important phases of learning, the importance is the second layer of the pyramid is skills. So whatever you learn, and most of the times when we do our PG or UG, we learn a lot of things. But when it comes to the applications, sometimes our curriculum doesn't allow us to apply all the things that we learn. We learn a lot. When you learn a skill course, it should be the other way. Whatever you learn, you should apply it. Otherwise, there is nothing relevant. So Abhimanyu was referring. So he learned something and he applied while learning. So that is the most important thing. So if you are enrolled to a course, the course should challenge you by something like an assignment or a case study or a project. Whichever way the challenge comes, the course should challenge you to apply the knowledge that you learned. So look for a course that has got more practical content. So the 70-30 number that I have shown here is nothing but the course should have at least 70% of practical or hands-on component than the theory component. And then finally, because most of you heard from the chat, or I see from the chat that you are asking like you're a fresher, you don't have much experience. Then when you start applying for a job, they will be asking, do you have an experience in this field? So how can you track that situation, or otherwise how can you showcase your skills in front of the interviewer, just like Abhimanyu did? The course should have some provision, like whether it is a physical or a virtual internship. If you have an internship, what you generally do is you will be applying what you have learned on a bigger perspective. So while doing hands-on program, you learn a concept, you implement it. When you do a project, you will be looking in a very holistic way. You take a problem statement, solve it. When you do an internship, you will be adding more into that, so that it is very close to a real-time job scenario. So if the course provides all the three, then don't look back. You can simply enroll to that training program. So now let me, in the next slide, I am talking something about the Ict Academy Program. So as part of the Kerala Knowledge Economy Mission project, we are delivering a few courses. You can see the list of the courses, and I highlighted the data science analytics because we are talking about data science analytics. So all these programs are provided as a 6-month certification program, where the first 4 months are for the learning. And in learning, by learning, I mean all these courses are offered in a hybrid learning mode. And it is delivered virtually, but we do have provisions to have meetup physically in the form of boot camp. Somebody was asking that question. It is a virtual training program, but there are provisions to have meetup with instructors in different cities. And after the 4 months learning, and we have a capstone project in the 5th month. So what all you learned, practice, you can do a project by connecting with some of your teammates. The team size we generally follow is 3 to 4 members in a team. And after that, in the last month, that 6th month, you will be doing an internship. So currently it is virtual internship. So there may be chances that you may get opportunity to do physical internship as well. So I'm talking about the current scenario. Now the internship is virtual in nature. So summing up, the training is completely a hybrid mode training, 6 months with 4 months learning. And then the 5th month is dedicated for a capstone project, and the final is an internship. So if you go through all the phases, and we'll be taking you in a very structured way, starting from the very basics of Python programming and the basics of statistics, then taking to the different algorithms that we apply in machine learning, supervised, unsupervised algorithm. And somebody was asking about, I have a background in web application, how can I apply it in data science? Then you look at any data science application. So anything that you experience, whether it is ML, AI, or artificial intelligence, you may be experiencing it through an application. It can be a mobile application, and it can you have your face detected when you switch on your camera, you call your camera as a AI enabled camera. Otherwise, you post a photo in your Facebook and automatically you get a question whether you need to tag this friend. And most of the times your friends are successfully identified. So all these are applications. So ultimately it comes as applications to the common man. So if you have some knowledge already in web application development, be happy that you can apply, you use that particular knowledge in hosting some of your machine learning models. And if you don't have any background in, the course also covers Python web application framework. So don't worry, even though you don't have any background in this. So these are the some of the aspects of the course. So my colleague Srikumar will be explaining you about the project, and that includes some of the questions that you asked, the starting date, the fee structure, everything will be explained by my colleague Srikumar. Srikumar, over to you.
Yeah. Thank you, Riji. And thank you, Riji and Abhimanyu. So we are moving to the final session of this webinar program. As Riji mentioned, this specific project actually we are doing under Kerala Knowledge Economy Mission. Most of you people already may hear the term. And also you got an invitation because you registered with a job portal called actually DWMS, Digital Workforce Management System, that is coming under the Kerala Knowledge Economy Mission. So fundamentally, actually, this specific program having two agendas. The first primary agenda is providing employability to the youths of Kerala. That is the primary agenda behind this specific project. And actually, the government is working with the target of providing 20 lakhs employments. It's not an opportunity, 20 lakhs employments before actually 2026. Actually, with that vision, actually, the government is working on this specific project. As I mentioned, the primary focus is providing employment. So that's why we almost onboard the eligible candidate into a DWMS system. The same way, actually, we onboarding the companies also over there. So technically, this specific the platform, job portal platform, is actually connecting the job seekers as well as employers and matching based on the requirements, and they can actually get employment. So such a way it is designed. The second part is, as I mentioned, some of the time what happens means if you're going for the interview and you are attending a specific job profile and you are finding it actually you need actually more skill to actually crack a specific interview, then actually government coming into the picture and providing some actually skill assessment also through Ict Academy, not Ict Academy, with multiple actually government entailed organization. Their Ict Academy is playing a role on and IT and ITS segment. So there actually government is providing a scholarship also for the eligible students for skilling. After skilling, then actually the students are moving to the placement support activity. I'm running a small video which is actually talking about the specific initiative that Kerala Knowledge Economy Mission and Dr. K.M. Abraham sir. He is actually a Chief Principal Secretary to Honorable Chief Minister of Kerala, and also he is Executive Vice Chairman of KDISC and also heading the Kerala Knowledge Economy Mission. So he's actually the briefing may actually help you to understand the entire ecosystem in a better manner. So I'm requesting Nidhish to run actually the 2 minutes video that will help you to understand the project.
നോളജ് എക്കോണമി മിഷൻ, അതായത് KDISC-നെ ഏൽപ്പിച്ചിരിക്കുന്ന ഏറ്റവും വലിയ ബൃഹത്തായ ഒരു പദ്ധതി. ആ ഒരു പദ്ധതിയുടെ ഉദ്ദേശ ലക്ഷ്യം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ തന്നെ നമ്മുടെ യുവതലമുറ അവരെ ലക്ഷ്യം വെച്ചിട്ടുള്ളതാണ്. അപ്പോൾ കേരളം എന്നും ഒരു നെറ്റ് എക്സ്പോർട്ടർ ഓഫ് ഹ്യൂമൻ റിസോഴ്സാണ്. നമ്മൾ പുറത്തോട്ട് അയക്കുന്ന വ്യക്തികളുടെ എണ്ണം അല്ലെങ്കിൽ തൊഴിൽ തേടിപ്പോകുന്നവരുടെ എണ്ണം നമ്മൾക്കകത്ത് തൊഴിലുണ്ടാക്കുന്ന നമ്പറിനെക്കാട്ടിലും കൂടുതലാണ്. അപ്പോൾ ഈ ഒരു കാര്യം നിലനിർത്തണം എന്നുള്ളത് വളരെ പ്രധാനമായിട്ടുള്ള കാര്യമാണ്. വി ഹാവ് ടു കണ്ടിന്യൂ ടു ബി ദ ബെസ്റ്റ് ഇൻ ഹ്യൂമൻ റിസോഴ്സസ്. അതാണ് നമ്മുടെ ഒരു ലക്ഷ്യം. അപ്പോൾ ഈ ഹ്യൂമൻ റിസോഴ്സ് എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് സർക്കാരിൽ ഒരാണ്ടിൽ 20,000 മുതൽ 30,000 പുതിയ ജോലികൾ വരും. സർക്കാർ എതിര ഈ പബ്ലിക് സെക്ടർ കമ്പനിയും കൂടെ എടുക്കുവാണെങ്കിൽ ഒരു 2,000 3,000 വരും. അതിനകത്ത് ഇത് വരുന്നത് പുതിയതല്ലെന്ന് ഓർക്കണം, ഈ റിട്ടയർമെൻറ്റ് വേക്കൻസികൾ നിറയ്ക്കുക എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ബാക്കിയുള്ള ജോലികൾ ഇവിടെ ഉണ്ട് എന്നുള്ളൊരു കോൺഫിഡൻസ് നമ്മുടെ യുവതലമുറയ്ക്ക് കൊടുക്കുക എന്നുള്ളതാണ് ഈ പ്രോഗ്രാമിൻ്റെ ഏറ്റവും വലിയൊരു ലക്ഷ്യം. അപ്പോൾ ഇപ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് ഈ ഒരു പ്ലാറ്റ്ഫോമിൻ്റെ വ്യത്യാസം കൃത്യമായിട്ട് ഞാൻ പറയുകയാണെങ്കിൽ, അതൊരു എംപ്ലോയ്മെൻറ്റ് എക്സ്ചേഞ്ച് അല്ല, അതൊരു സ്കില്ലിംഗ് പ്ലാറ്റ്ഫോം അല്ല, അതൊരു മിയർ ഗവൺമെൻറ് പ്രോഗ്രാമിൻ്റെ ഭാഗമായിട്ട് ഒരു അവസരം കൊടുക്കുന്നത് മാത്രമല്ല. ഇതൊരു വളരെ കോംപ്ലക്സ് എക്കോസിസ്റ്റം നമ്മൾ ഇതിൽ കൂടുതൽ വാർത്തെടുക്കുകയാണ്. ഒരു സൈഡിൽ ഒരു എംപ്ലോയ്മെൻറ്റ് മാർക്കറ്റ് പ്ലേസ് ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്യും. അവിടെ നമ്മൾ എംപ്ലോയേഴ്സിനെയും നമ്മുടെ കുട്ടികളെയും നമ്മുടെ എംപ്ലോയീസിനെയും കൂടെ ഒരുമിച്ച് കൊണ്ടുവന്ന് മാച്ച് ചെയ്യാൻ നോക്കുന്ന ഒരു വലിയ സംരംഭം. രണ്ടാമത്തതിൽ ഈ ഗ്യാപ്പ് എന്തുവാണ് നമ്മൾ കണ്ടുപിടിക്കുന്നത്. വേറെ ആരും അങ്ങനെ ചെയ്യാറില്ല. ഈ ഗ്യാപ്പ് കണ്ടുപിടിച്ചിട്ട് ഈ ഗ്യാപ്പ് നികത്തുവാനായിട്ട് നമ്മുടെ കുട്ടികൾക്ക് അവസരം കൊടുക്കുന്നു. ഉദാഹരണം, ഒരു ജാവ പ്രോഗ്രാമർ ജാവ പ്രോഗ്രാമിങ്ങിന് പോയി, പക്ഷേ എംപ്ലോയർ പറയുന്നു ശരിയല്ല, ഞങ്ങൾ ഇയാളുടെ CV പരിശോധിച്ചു, ഇയാളുമായിട്ട് ഇൻ്റർവ്യൂ നടത്തി, പക്ഷേ ഈ വ്യക്തിയിൽ സബ്ജക്റ്റ് നോളജ് പോരാ. അപ്പം നമ്മളെന്ത് ചോദിക്കുന്നു, ജാവ പ്രോഗ്രാമിങ്ങിൻ്റെ ഒരു കോഴ്സിൽ നിങ്ങൾ വരാൻ തയ്യാറാണോ എന്ന് നമ്മൾ ചോദിക്കുകയും ആ കോഴ്സിന് പഠിപ്പിക്കാനായിട്ടുള്ള അവസരം നമ്മൾ ഒരുക്കി കൊടുക്കുകയാണ്. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ഈ മുമ്പോട്ട് ഈ ഒരു ജോബ് മാച്ചിങ് എംപ്ലോയിയെയും കൊണ്ടുവരുമ്പം ഇതിനോടൊപ്പം തന്നെ സ്കിൽ ഡെഫിഷ്യൻസി കാലിബ്രേറ്റ് ചെയ്ത് അത് നികത്തി കൊടുക്കുക എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. ഇനി ഇവർ എംപ്ലോയ്മെൻറ്റിന് പോയി എന്നിരിക്കട്ടെ, നമ്മൾ എംപ്ലോയറിനോട് പറയുന്നത് നിങ്ങൾ റിസ്ക് എടുക്കണ്ട, നിങ്ങൾ ധൈര്യമായിട്ട് മുന്നോട്ട് വരൂ. നിങ്ങളൊരു കാൻഡിഡേറ്റിൻ്റെ ഡെഫിഷ്യൻസി ജോലി സ്ഥലത്ത് വെച്ച് കണ്ടു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഞങ്ങളോട് പറഞ്ഞാൽ മതി, ഞങ്ങൾ ഈ വ്യക്തിയെ തിരിച്ചെടുത്ത് ഇവർക്ക് സോഷ്യൽ സേഫ്റ്റി നെറ്റിൽ കൂടെ നമ്മളൊരു സപ്പോർട്ട് സിസ്റ്റം കൊടുക്കുകയാണ്. അപ്പോൾ ഈ സപ്പോർട്ട് സിസ്റ്റം എന്ന് വെച്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഇപ്പോൾ 6 മാസം അടുത്ത കോഴ്സ് തീർക്കാൻ 6 മാസം എടുക്കുക, കാലതാമസം ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ആ 6 മാസം ട്രെയിൻ ചെയ്യണം. 6 മാസം ട്രെയിൻ ചെയ്യണം. 6 മാസം ട്രെയിൻ ചെയ്യുമ്പം ഈ വ്യക്തിക്ക് ചിലവ് കഴിയണമല്ലോ, അതിനൊരു സോഷ്യൽ സേഫ്റ്റി നെറ്റും കൂടെ ഉണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ഒരു മൾട്ടി ലെയർഡാണ്. ഒരു സൈഡിൽ വളരെ വലിയൊരു മാച്ചിങ് പ്രോഗ്രാം നടന്നുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നു, വേറൊരു സൈഡിൽ ഈക്വലൻ്റായിട്ട് ഒരു സ്കിൽ പ്രൊവിഷൻ പ്രോഗ്രാം നടന്നു. ഓരോന്നിനും അതിൻ്റേതായിട്ടുള്ള വ്യത്യസ്തമായിട്ടുള്ള ഇതുണ്ട്, ഫീച്ചേഴ്സുണ്ട്. ഉദാഹരണം പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഈ മാച്ചിങ് ലെവൽ തന്നെ എടുക്കുക. വെറുതെ നമ്മൾ എംപ്ലോയേഴ്സ് ഫാക്ടറീസ് രജിസ്റ്റർ ചെയ്യുക, മാച്ച് ചെയ്യുക അല്ല. ഇത് നമ്മൾ ഇൻ്റർനാഷണൽ ആയിട്ടുള്ള അഗ്രിഗേറ്റേഴ്സുമായിട്ടും ബന്ധപ്പെടും. മനസ്സിലായില്ലേ? ഒരു തട്ടിൽ അത് കഴിഞ്ഞ് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നമ്മുടെ ലോക്കൽ ഇൻഡസ്ട്രിയുമായിട്ട് ബന്ധപ്പെടും. അപ്പം എനിക്ക് വിദ്യാർത്ഥികളോട്, യുവതലമുറയോട് പറയാനായിട്ടുള്ളൊരു ആഹ്വാനം എന്ന് വേണേൽ അതിനെ വിശേഷിപ്പിക്കാം. ഈ പ്രോഗ്രാമിൽ വരുന്ന ഇതിൻ്റെ അവസരങ്ങൾ ഉപയോഗിക്കാം. ഈ പ്ലാറ്റ്ഫോമിലേക്ക് ഈ വിദ്യാർത്ഥിനി സുഹൃത്തുക്കളും അതുപോലെ തന്നെ യുവതലമുറയും കൂടെ വന്ന് തൊഴിൽ അന്വേഷിക്കുന്നവർ അതിനകത്ത് ജോയിൻ ചെയ്യുമ്പം അവർക്ക് ഒരു ക്ഷമയോടുകൂടി ഈ ഒരു സ്കിൽ പ്രോഗ്രാമിൻ്റെ ബെനിഫിറ്റ്സ് അത് സ്വീകരിക്കാനായിട്ട് വരണം. നമ്മുടെ പ്ലാറ്റ്ഫോമിൽ വരുന്ന എംപ്ലോയേഴ്സ് അവർക്കറിയാമല്ലോ, അവർ എക്സ്പോസ്ഡ് ആണെന്ന് അറിയാമല്ലോ, അവർ ഇത്രയും കാര്യങ്ങൾ ഓഫർ ചെയ്യുന്നു. ഈ ഓഫർ അനുസരിച്ച് ഒരു പബ്ലിക് പ്ലാറ്റ്ഫോം, സർക്കാർ ഓടിക്കുന്ന ഒരു പബ്ലിക് പ്ലാറ്റ്ഫോമിൽ അവർ വന്ന് രജിസ്റ്റർ ചെയ്യുന്നു. അവർക്ക് ഇത്തരത്തിലുള്ള ജോലി ഉണ്ടെന്ന് പറയുന്നു. അവർ ഈ ജോലിയിൽ മിനിമം ഇത്രയും കാര്യങ്ങൾ കൊടുക്കുമെന്ന് അവർ ആദ്യം തന്നെ പറയുന്നു. ഇൻ്റർവ്യൂവിന് നമ്മുടെ കുട്ടികൾ പോകുന്നു, അവർക്ക് സെലക്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നു. അപ്പം ഒരു ശകലം ഒരു പേരൻറ്റിങ്ങും കൂടെ ഈ പ്ലാറ്റ്ഫോമിൻ്റെ ഒരു ഫംഗ്ഷനാണ്.
Thank you, Nidish. I hope actually all the participants having a very clear idea about the Kerala Knowledge Economy Mission project. As it is rightly mentioned by Sir, it having two parts. One is actually providing the employment to the skilled people. So the first request from our side is people who already registered with the DWMS website. You can actually, as of today morning, I saw that nearly 1,100 plus openings are still available on the IT and ITS segment on different domains. You please actually log in and based on your skills, you apply and you actually try your chance. That is the first request coming from the KKM side. The second request is if you find actually, okay, I need a skill to actually crack the interview or actually to start my career means, there also government is supporting you on a skill program. So that is the second part, which is actually explained by Abraham sir. The second part, the skilling program, we are starting our first cycle in the month of August itself. August month, we are starting the first cycle. There actually government is providing a scholarship also. The government is not asking all the people to actually pay the amount and actually do the skilling program. They are also offering a scholarship. For that, actually, there is a scholarship exam will be administered in mid of July month. Based on the performance of the candidates, actually the candidates can get up to, the female candidates can get up to 100% scholarship and male candidates get up to 70% scholarship. And the scholarship is ranging from like that 100%, 70%, 20%, like that way the scholarships are available. So you can actually avail the government scholarship and take up this program. And that is the one thing actually we would like to say as part of this Kerala Knowledge Economy Mission project. The second thing also, it is rightly mentioned, maybe it is actually run by government and actually government having a control over the platform and as well as the companies. You may not be cheated actually at the end of the program, because most of the time what happens is our people moving out of our state and actually maybe in Bangalore or Chennai and doing some skilling program, then they started to searching the jobs and other things. So avoiding such a things, actually government is providing such a facility inside Kerala itself to make you skilled and actually employable. And the uniqueness of the project is actually you may not see such a project in anywhere in India and maybe anywhere in the world, that actually government is directly involving and the employable, supporting the people's on the skilling and the employability. So I'm requesting you once again to use this opportunity, which that I mentioned the next, the first cycle of batch. The Riji mentioned the 6 courses we are planning to start in the month of August itself. So there actually the scholarship exams are going to happen in mid of July itself. So already the registrations are started. We may actually get a communication from our side regarding the registration process and other things. You can use this communication and do the registration. One more advantage what you get is, as I mentioned, it is a scholarship is based on your performance on the scholarship examination. So to improve actually your chances of getting a scholarship, we are actually also providing nearly 10 to 15 days self-learning aptitude training model, also the part of this program. So whenever you completed your registration, you will get a user credential from our side to learn actually the aptitude skills. That is most probably testing that actually the scholarship test actually most probably testing those skills to actually provide the scholarship. So you may be actually use the 10 to 15 days effectively to prepare yourself to crack the examination, that ultimately it will resulting you to get a government scholarship and do the program. So that is the thing actually we would like to share from our side. If you have any specific queries related to the course or course structure or anything else, we are actually ready to answer it for next 5 to 10 minutes. I hope we can wind it up by 6:30.
Thank you, sir. Now the session is open for Q&A. If you have any queries, you can either post in the chat or you can raise your voice. So there are questions.
Yeah, as Riji mentioned, the session is actually a virtual training program. So you have you may have actually weekly 2 classes. Both the classes will happen on evening hours between 6 to 8. Also, Riji mentioned actually there is a boot camp will happen on Saturdays. So weekdays, any weekdays, 2 days actually before starting of the program, we will actually share the detailed calendar with all the participants. So 6 to 8 is actually the live session timing, and the boot camp will happen on Sundays. So the boot camp will not happen on all the Sundays. Initially, we are planning to have it on the monthly once boot camp. It's a hybrid boot camp. People who can able to come physically can come and attend physically. Others can attend virtually. So like that way, it is the same. Placement assurance, no one can able to give. Then anybody can buy the placement. Then there is no need of actually you are going to take admission in a college, completing admission. It's not no need. Actually, if I'm giving a 1 lakh rupees, then anybody giving a job, that is different scenario. We are not actually a placement agency like that. We are actually a skilling agency. We are a part of the government initiative to providing a placement. Actually, the result of our skilling is placement. That is the way we are measuring our the quality of skilling. So people go through our skilling process or getting a placement. So that is ultimately our measurement. But we are not giving any assurance. Don't think actually we are a placement agency. You can come and pay and get a job. And it is not a right place for you. You can actually looking for some other agencies which may actually offer such a things. Our ultimate focus is skilling. The output of the skilling is the placement. And actually, government is the project is focusing on the placement. Ultimately, it is our duty to provide a placement for it. No, the internship is also part of the program. The program, as Reggie mentioned, is a 6 months program. It's having 3 parts. First 4 months is a learning phase. You will learn all the concepts. The 5th month is the project phase. The 6th month is the internship phase. Like that way it is designed. So the entire week, the 6 months we say it is the duration of the program. So it is included the internship also. There is no specific fee for the virtual internship. Reggie, can you take it? A finance graduate join this.
Abhimanyu was already mentioning. So what I believe that if you have already completed a finance course, you might have gone through the statistical part. So you have advantage over that part. When maybe you have some basic understanding of programming. You have to concentrate more on the programming part. So answer to your questions, you can, but you have to work hard on the areas that you don't have much exposure already. That is programming, I believe.
Rikumar sir, are you there, sir?
Yeah, sorry, I'm on mute. So outside Indian students also can take up the program, but the government scheme is only applicable for the Kerala's actually. If you are a Kerala's and you are staying in outside Kerala, then you are eligible for a scholarship and taking up the program. As the entire program is offered in a virtual mode, instructor-led virtual model, so there is no challenge for the location challenge. The people can from anywhere can attend the program. So I hope I answered both the questions. Outside Indians also attend the program. A couple of questions actually. Is it a BTech dropout? Actually, I hope Abhimanyu explained most of such a questions. Most of that, if you go for a tier 1 companies, they may having a stringent HR policies. They're also they're actually very much flexible to take the skilled people. But in the case of mid-level and startups, they're never bothered about the graduation. Even actually nowadays, Google also removed the cap of actually the graduation is a mandatory for their employees. The skill is more important than the graduation for all the new and technologies. So as data science is a new and technology, so if you having a skill, companies are not much bothered about your academic. Especially on cyber security and data science and machine learning, the skills having more weightage than the graduation. Does not mean that actually we are underestimating the graduation. Graduations are the basic mandatory skills, but ultimately, if you are not having that graduation, still you have a chance if you can outperform on the skill part.
So shall we wind up the session?
Yes, yes. I hope there is no further queries. So
Yes,
we'll
sir.
wind up.
Okay, Crispin, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, Crispin.
Good evening, everyone. With this, we have come to the end of the webinar session. Myself, Crispin, project intern at Ict Academy of Kerala. It is such an honor for me to get the opportunity to thank you all on behalf of KKEM and Ict Academy of Kerala. I feel immense pleasure to propose a word of thanks to our speaker, Mr. Abhimanyu KS. A big thank you, Abhimanyu, for this wonderful session. Further, a special thanks to Mr. Reginan Das, Head Knowledge Officer, Ict Academy of Kerala, and Mr. Sri Kumar KV, Head of Retail Ict Academy of Kerala, for providing immense support to make this webinar successful. I extend my gratitude to Nidesh and Aishwarya, Assistant Managers to Ict Academy of Kerala, and Anu, Project Coordinator, for organizing and monitoring this webinar. Last but not least, thank you to each and every one of you for joining and making this webinar successful. Before we leave, let me share the words of the famous author Robert Greene. The future belongs to those who learn more skills and combine them in a creative way. Once again, thank you all very much for being with us today. Thank you very much.
Thank you all. Thank you for joining us. Bye.